Yeshiv, mamer Miketz yomim ufar chelam, the third shir. But the concept of this wine, that by a person squeezing himself, it so to say reaches to the high level of enjoyment in Hashem, not every person can reach that level. So, especially if a person did not follow in the right path all of his days, and especially if a person chas v'sholem became impure because chet neurim, he cannot have simcha in Hashem and davening because the tremendous amount of thoughts that confusing a person that he should not be able to daven properly. And the advice for that is to take a different type of wine, which is called the wine which makes a person drunk. What does that mean? It says in the pasuk, "Tnu shecher le'eved v'yayin lemari nefesh, yishte v'ishkech reishe." Take wine and give it to a person that has a tremendous amount of bitterness, and he's going to drink it and forget his poorness. As it says regarding the people that have a capital punishment, is to give them the cup of wine to drink before death. This way, mind will be confused, and they will be able to tolerate the pain of death. The same thing on Krishma Shalamita, when a person goes to sleep, and he said, if I did certain sins that's supposed to be for them capital punishment, so I'm accepting it upon myself, and I'm puring myself through that. For example, if a person sees that his heart becomes as thick as a stone, so that shows that he's chas v'sholem has to get skila, and he has to purify this way. Or if he sees that his heart is burning desire after negative things, that's the concept of fire. That is, that's fire. And especially that he knows if his chas v'sholem nitum b'chet nurim. And each person, according to his own situation, knows where he's holding. Therefore, the advice of that is to take this wine, which is the drinking wine, that makes a person drunk. What does that mean? So first of all, it says in the Zohar that Zakai Koshut, the true righteous people, every day they look at themselves as if today they're passing away. And in the first glance is not understood. We're talking about tzaddikim, righteous people, not just righteous people, the real righteous people. And over there saying, what is the greatness that they constantly remember that as if today they're passing away. But the concept of it is that even a tzaddik gomur, before he goes, a tremendous righteous person, before he goes to Gan Eden, he needs to go through the process of purification through the fire of the river of fire, it's called. In other words, in order to go to the higher level, you first need to forget and to disconnect from this physical world, and by that you go and you need to have, that's what the river of fire is symbolizing. In other words, completely forgetting the previous situation. And every situation, every time they go from one step to another step, they need to go to the level of forgetting the previous step, that previous step should not bother them, disturb them, for go to the higher level. And when a person comes and saying, I'm really going to be coming and need disconnect to go to higher level, now I should do it. Now I should work myself and disconnect from where I'm holding, from this physical world that pulls me down. So the point of it is not that they have fear of passing away, but rather realizing that we need to go to a higher level, and as if to them going to the higher world, so I need to disconnect myself from this physical pleasures that pulling me down. And this is the concept of this wine, that he takes a person that is, make a person drunk, and the person is coming and screaming till he goes out of his mind. It does not mean that the person goes crazy, but it means that he's disconnecting himself from the pleasures of this world. There's tremendous physical things that pull a person down. And by coming and he's taking in bitterness from the distance that is far away from Hashem, and how he became disconnected from Hashem, and by different things, by connecting too much to the physical pleasures of the world, etc., that brings him that he completely disconnects himself from the physical pleasure, from the physical things that tie the persons down. And when a person disconnects himself from that, that is the concept of the wine. that also this concept of wine needs to have the squeezing that to be able to bring the wine out.